I'm Shiloh Branigan from Amarillo Brewing Supply, and today I'm going to brew kombucha. And this is our kombucha scoby right here. This is just a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. That just means it's a very diverse culture. There's a bunch of different kinds of yeast and bacteria in here. And it looks disgusting, but I promise you it makes an awesome beverage. And what we need for our kombucha is some sugar, some green or black tea, and then some water. You want good quality water that has been filtered or store-bought water. And then we're going to basically brew up a tea. You want about 8 tea bags per gallon of water. We're going to do about 2.5 gallons. And then you want 1 cup of sugar per gallon of water. So we're going to do about 2.5 cups of sugar in our water that's heated up right here. And if you don't like table sugar, don't use table sugar. I know a lot of people have a problem with brewing kombucha with table sugar because it's unhealthy, but that's what we're using. So if you don't like it, brew with something else. And how much sugar you add is also kind of personal preference. 1 cup per gallon is the baseline, but you can adjust it to what you like. Stir this until it's dissolved. And now add your tea bags. We have chosen green tea for this. You can use black tea, and it's actually best if you switch them up every couple of batches so you get a nice diverse culture. Do not use flavored teas like pomegranate, cranberry, orange, or whatever. Don't use that because it can harm your scoby with the oils that it produces. And on that note, do not use honey for your sugars. Honey has antibacterial and antioxidant properties which will harm your scoby as well. This has been steeping for about 5 minutes, so we're going to throw out our tea bags. Alright, now we want to cool this down before we pour it into our scoby jar. And I have some room temperature water right here. I have ice cubes in case I need them. And looks like it's still a little bit hot. It's 108. It needs to be about 75 before you dump it in there. So I'm going to have my ice cubes. These were in a sanitized ice cube tray, and they're made with filtered water. Normally we would do an ice bath, but we don't have a bowl big enough at the moment. Our tea is down to a reasonable temperature, so we're going to dump it in here. Before I do so, you'll notice, you can kind of see that there are layers in here. That is how the scoby grows. So we have two pretty good sized layers. I'm going to take one out, and then we'll either start another batch with that one, or we'll put it in the fridge in some sort of container with some sugar and have it for backup. Before I touch the SCOBY, I'm going to sanitize my hands. A lot of people don't care about sanitizing when they're doing kombucha, which is fine. There's not a huge chance of infection, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to sanitize everything that I touch or that touches the SCOBY. So we'll take this top one out, maybe. Let's compare. Okay. I'm going to go with this one. It looks a little better. And then stick that guy in there. And I'm going to very carefully pour our tea into our SCOBY container. Now you'll notice there's a little bit of liquid in the bottom. This is from our previous batch of kombucha. You want some of that in there to help the acid content. If you don't have any, if you're just starting a SCOBY, say you've never made kombucha before, you could use vinegar instead of a former batch of kombucha. It didn't work as well as I hoped. Okay, so we still have a little bit of volume, but I have this water right here. So now that you've got all of your liquid in your container, you need to cover it with something. We're going to use a paper towel, but you can use cheesecloth or some sort of towel, just as long as it's covered so that fruit flies or other things can't get into it. Fruit flies especially love kombucha, and they'll get in there and lay eggs and all sorts of gross stuff. So put that on pretty tight, and then we'll let this sit for about a week. And again, this is personal preference. So if you like your kombucha sweeter, you'll bottle it sooner or drink it sooner, whichever you're going to do. If you want it more acidic, you'll wait longer. We like ours kind of acidic, so we'll let it sit for 7 days. It usually is the perfect amount of time for what we like. And then on bottling day, you could use the flip-top bottles. Most people prefer the flip-top bottles, and you can either carbonate with sugar or fruit. We prefer fruit. Or you could just drink it straight with no carbonation. So we'll be back in a week to give you an update and just show you quickly how to bottle it. It's been 7 days. Our kombucha is ready, and it is now time for bottling. We're going to use a flip-top style bottle and a strawberry. So take 1/2 of your strawberry. You only need 1/2. And then stick it in your bottle. Save the other half for another bottle. And then fill straight from your container. And if you don't want to use strawberries or fruit or anything, you can also use a little over 1/2 teaspoon for a 16-ounce bottle of sugar. And then just flip the top up and let it sit for a couple days. And then you have what's basically a healthier version of soda. So that's it for kombucha. I'm Shiloh Branigan from Amarillo Brewing Supply. Please be sure to check out our other videos and check us out on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Amarillo Brewing Supply. And please be sure to subscribe to our channel.